Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over this funny article that was sent over from a subscriber titled 21 Things Women Need to Stop Complaining About According to 21 Men. And guys, this is written from guys all over the world. It's been all these different typical complaints from women have been gathered, and you have comments from guys all over the world, pretty funny ones. And we could all joke 21 complaints is a drop in the bucket compared to all the complaining you can get about other things, but obviously the author of this article can only write so much before he has to submit it, so we're sticking at 21, okay? So I'm going to go right into it here. It's pretty funny. Number one, the first complaint, the wage gap. And the guy's quote is saying, "A non-existent wage gap. Baby, the only gap you got is the only reason men speak to you." Guys, the complaint about the wage gap is really getting old, and I know you all agree with me on this. I mean, one of the big complaints you hear in this day and age is there are enough good men out there to marry or settle down with. And so basically, the reason that comes from, you hear that, is because so many women do very well for themselves. They make damn good money, they have damn good positions in their jobs or companies, they own businesses, okay? So I want to hear about wage gaps. Generally, the wages you get is what you negotiate, but a lot of women are doing very well. So don't complain about that. It's very outdated. Second complaint, the patriarchy. The patriarchy or society. I know several women for whom this is their go-to argument to explain all kinds of stuff, as if it absolves them of all accountability. Ha ha. Society is unfair to everyone in some way. Suck it up, princess, and if you don't like the patriarchy, run for fucking office. I don't like it much either. I'm always getting complaints about the patriarchy. I get complaints in comments on my videos, emails. I'm insulted, of course, like I said before. I got a lot of haters out there. And, of course, a lot of the videos I do and the articles I read, there's always something about the patriarchy. Shut up about the patriarchy. Number three. Third complaint, inequality. That they don't get treated equally. You don't want to be treated equally? Keep your female privileges. I'd love for someone to hold the door open for me. That shit is polite. If anything, everyone gets treated poorly. No love in the world anymore, I guess. Always complaints about inequality. Things have changed. Okay, here in the West, and all around the world, but especially here in the West, United States, guess what? If there's any inequality going on, it happens to us. I don't want to hear about this inequality crap anymore, okay? Now, the feminist movement was always using inequality and equal rights as their drive to, help women. But nowadays, we know all darn well it's not about equality anymore. It's not about fighting inequality. It's about, I can't think of the word this morning, but basically crushing men. Let's be honest here. Modern feminism, fourth wave, whatever the hell you want to call it, is about diminishing men and making women superior. That's how it is nowadays. And we all know this. Number four, fourth complaint, the male gaze. Women complaining that men look at them sexually, but most of them spend time and money on their hair, nails, makeup, and clothes to look as sexy as they can. Yes, this outfit makes my boobs jump out at you, but you should be looking at my eyes, you perv. Guys, I've said this before countless times. Women love attention and validation. And when they don't get it, they're going to go out of their way to make sure they get it. But in this day and age, thanks to social media and dating apps, a woman could just take a picture of herself, a selfie, looking good, or a picture that somebody took her at the beach, put up on social media or a dating app, and she's going to get flooded with likes and comments from guys all over the world, 24 hours a day, 365 a year. This is how it is. I don't want to hear any complaining about that. The fifth complaint, their periods. I don't think it's unjustifiably, but many women spend a lot of time whining about periods, especially so on the internet. We get it. Periods suck. Cramps suck. Period shit sucks. Stains suck. Feeling like shit sucks. Around the millionth time each day, it tends to get slightly repetitive. Number six. Oh, here's one of my favorites. The complaint of male privilege. Male privilege, if anything, women are the privileged ones. How things are now? Yeah, exactly. I don't need to get all into that. We all know this. Seventh complaint, being oppressed. Guy says, feminism in 2017 in the Western world, what are you raving about? There are female CEOs, female politicians, almost a female U.S. president. Women are more independent than ever. You are sexually liberated, yet still it's not enough for some. There is no wage gap, but the wage you negotiate, at least here in Europe. Feminism comes off to me as an identity and a reason to feel inadequate for your choices that you've made, not that society has made for you. Yep. Number 8. The 8th complaint. Catcalling. Catcalling. Oh, so you're an attractive woman? Life must be so hard for you. Now, okay, I can kind of get this, guys, because obviously a woman doesn't want to feel harassed or made to feel unsafe out in public and all these guys hooting and hollering at them. But there's one thing, just complimentary things being said versus a drunk guy harassing you, making you feel unsafe. So, okay, I can kind of get that one here. But still. Number 9, manspreading. There are complaints about manspreading. A guy says, manspreading, it's very uncomfortable for us to sit with our legs together. And you'll never know that. No, they won't. Plus, don't act like you guys never use extra seats for purses and shopping bags. If that's honestly one of the worst things about men, then that tells me we're pretty good in life. I get complaints from girls, women I date about my man spread. I can't help it. Okay, I need space. And us guys, we need space, especially if you're a big guy. Number 10, cheating. If a man cheats on a woman, he's a piece of shit. If a woman cheats on a man, it's because the man is a piece of shit that can't attend to his woman's needs. In this day and age, it's really sad, but it's the fucking truth. A guy cheats, yeah, he's a piece of shit, he's evil, all these things. But if a woman does, there's a reason behind that, and it's excusable. Bullshit. And right now, it's pretty much almost, in some cases, a badge of honor with someone to be cheating on a guy. It's unbelievable. Dumping a guy, cheating a guy, all this because of the, men are evil. Number 11th complaint. Childbirth. That they bear children. It's easier now than ever. Imagine giving birth in a grass hut with some guy ready to kill it if it comes out a demon or some shit. That's funny. Number 12. Being held down or being held back. Their fake oppression, they should how bad Middle Eastern women have it. Then they would be bitching. They wouldn't be bitching. Yeah, if you feel like you're being held back, look at some parts of the world where women are truly held back. In the Middle East, in Africa, and things like that. That's something to really complain about, being held back and held down. Number 13. Sexual objectification. Men are so judgmental. They care so much about a girl's boobs. Listen, lady, first off, literally no one I know gives a rat's fucking ass. May I tell you about the fucking, oh, I want my boyfriend to be so and so height, and oh, he needs to have such and such dick size, shallow bullshit that, oh, let's see, your friend from work, friend from your previous work, friend from school keep talking about, yeah, you and I both know they have this nonsensical double standard. Fucking drives me up the wall. Yeah, pretty much. Number 14th complaint. Creeps. Remember, you're only a creepy guy if you're unattractive. That is so true. You go talk to a woman, if you're out in public and you see a woman you like, and you go talk to her. If she finds you attractive and charming, you're not a creep. But if she doesn't like you, she doesn't find you attractive, there's nothing you do for her, and you're talking to her or approaching her or anything like that, then you're a creep. Number 15. I gotta say this part in code, guys, so just bear with me and use your imagination to what I'm saying. Number 15. The grape culture. Grape culture, like fucking men grouped together and plan on their next grape fest. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Number 16. How it's a man's world. That it's a man's world. It's a rich person's world. Different genders, sexualities, cultures, and races suffer differently under the rich. Well, I'm not going to get into a whole discussion about different capitalism, socialism, communism, and all that, and the rich and the poor and all that. I'm not going to even tap that one, especially in this day and age. But the whole part about saying, oh, it's a man's world, come on here, things have changed. I mean, it definitely is. You got money and you got connections, it's more your world. But with regards to the man's world, in the West, guess what? It is more of the woman's world now. Things have changed. We know it. The inequality thing, give me a fucking break. Number 17. Here's a complaint that I always find funny. There are no good men left. There are no good men left. What am I, chopped liver? And again, these are quotes from different guys around the world. That is one of the biggest complaints I've seen, I hear about all the time. I've read articles about that there are no good men left to marry, to settle down with, and there's a whole laundry list of complaints. But as I said before, thanks to the you-know-what movement, because at this point I gotta start saying that instead of the other F word, and social media and dating apps, so many women think that women that are just okay looking, 6s, maybe 7s, shit, 5s, they think they're 10s. And entitled to everything. The top guy, the top percentage guy, the best looking guy, the most charming guy, the most successful guy. Doesn't work that way. Just the way most guys aren't going to get women that are 9s and 10s. I hate to break it to you guys, but it's the fucking truth. Okay? But you don't hear guys going, oh, there are no good women left. But here, the most common complaint is there are no good men left. They don't make enough money. They don't have enough education. They don't have enough status. They're not ambitious enough. They don't dress well enough. They don't have a good enough house, car. I can go on forever here, guys. Money. It's bullshit. There's plenty of good guys out there. Plenty. Just some of these guys they're sick and tired of old bullshit. And they've had enough, and they're saying, the hell with this. I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing what I want to do, being happy, going fishing on Saturdays, living with my dog, saving money, that's a big one, enjoying my life, not having women. Or other guys just saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this marriage bullshit because it is bullshit, and I'm just going to enjoy my life, doing what I want, when I want, with whomever I want, and occasionally hook up along the way. Number 18. 18th complaint. How the dating scene is biased against them. And this is a longer one, guys, but it's pretty good. The guy says, women and basically everything when it comes to dating, going out, etc. Here's what it's like for each gender. And here's his little scenarios here. A woman decides to go out to a bar or club. She's essentially a VIP just because of her gender and will most likely get free drinks or gets to skip the due to a ladies' night, naturally. All she has to do at this point is sit at the bar and either gets the aforementioned free drinks or watches a steady stream of men will come up to her, attempt to impress her, and spend money on drinks for her. Well, I'm going to interrupt his little thing here. I'm going to say, number one, she's got to be good looking, because that's not going to happen to just every average woman. She has to be good looking. And two, this is on guys for doing this. This is on guys for chasing after them and offering to spend money on them. They don't even know them, okay? So this is on guys, okay? And I don't want you guys doing that, okay? I'm trying to get rid of a lot of you beta male blue pill type guys that are approval seeking and kissing women's asses and stuff like that. But let's be honest here, there's always going to be a never-ending supply of guys that are willing to validate women, give them attention, kiss their ass, and do all these things this guy's talking about. But he's right, but I'm trying to get rid of that. Does all these things, buys drinks, blah, 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 in attempts to impress her and spend money on drinks for her. It's completely acceptable to pretend to like them just for the fun of it and get them to spend money on her. And then just coldly reject them when she gets bored of that. If the man continues to try and talk to them beyond this point, or if he comes off too strong or honest, just dresses incorrectly, or isn't attractive enough for her, he is grapey and creepy. Despite having it so easy, you'll find a lot of women saying how it's so hard being a woman. I have to put up with lots of gross guys trying to buy me drinks. Wah. Now here's the part where he talks about from the guy's perspective. A guy decides to go to a bar or club. He has to wait in line like other men and has to gasp, buy his own drinks. He has to constantly find the courage to approach women himself instead of them coming up to him, and is expected to do this time and time again and just pick himself back up and soldier on, only if he's coldly rejected. Women simply cannot understand how vulnerable this makes you feel and how painful it can be to have this to you. He is expected to pay for drinks for the women in question. I'm going to stop here. This is a lot of whining and complaining. This guy writing this is obviously a little bitch here, but there is a lot of truth to what he's saying here, but still, guess what? If you're a guy that takes care of yourself and you're out at a club, not because you're going out a bar or a club, you're not going out there just to meet women. You're going out there to have fun. And the best way to go about it is go out with your buddies. bar, club, whatever it happens to be. Go out with your friends. Have a good time. Have fun with them. And women will see you having a good time, being happy, not staring at them across the bar like a fucking creep. And guess what? You're having a good time. You're not there after them. You're there for you to have a good time. Some women are going to relocate over towards you because they want to be a part of the party. It happens, okay? Notice guys that the guys that are usually at the bar staring at women the whole time, or in the corner with their hand in their pocket and holding their beer, staring at women, the women don't approach them. Women approach the guys that are out having fun. The guys are just hanging back, laughing with their buddies. If women come up to them, cool. If they don't care. They're having a good time with their friends. That's what you guys got to do. And guess what? They'll come to them and they'll all have a good time. So you want to be like those guys, not the guys in the corner, in the dark, staring at the women like you haven't seen a fucking woman in 20 years. Don't do that. And sometimes they'll buy you drinks. Or just buy your own goddamn drink, and just, if they make a suggestion, aren't you going to buy me a drink? It's like, no, you can buy me a drink. With a little cocky smirk on your face. I just had to add that here because this guy's bitching a bit too much. Goes on. He's rambling on about the pressure. All the pressure is on him to impress this person. No, that's the problem. You don't have to impress them. That's the point. You try to impress them, you're toast. Just be yourself and have a good time. Be yourself in terms of the best version of yourself, of not impressing a woman. Instead of it being an equal exchange, it's more like a peasant bowing down to a queen. Try not to step out of line at any point, lest he be deemed creepy. You're not bowing down to anybody, guys. The whole situation is so much worse for men, it's not even funny. Women have very little room to complain. And naturally, the only response you'll get from people to a post like this is, laughing my ass off, look at this bitter virgin. Well, yeah. And other predictable shit. Another great example of how easy women have it, where in addition to all this expectation and pressure that men have placed on them, they'll be shamed for speaking out against it or not doing well enough, etc. Well, the guy has the point about, obviously things are very different. Guy goes out, the bar, out at night, how things go, versus a pretty woman. But number one, it's not all women. Okay, she's got to be good looking, be attractive to get a lot of that special treatment. Obviously, plenty of thirsty guys out there just like him that feel like they got to put on a pedestal, kiss their ass, buy them drinks. That is true, and it's different for a guy, absolutely. And I know I'm going on about this one a lot, but this needs to be said. But like I said before, guys, if you don't go out with the full purpose of hunting chicks, about meeting women, go out there to have a good time yourself, whatever you're doing. Even if you're by yourself, have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You're there at the bar, just hanging back, having a good meal, having a drink, chit-chat with the bartender, people around you. Have fun, okay? Don't make your purpose, I'm going out there to meet women. I can't have a good time being out myself or out with friends unless I get some female attention. Bullshit. Go out there, have a good time with your friends. Hang out, laugh, catch up with them. Believe me, women are going to notice you guys having a good time. They're going to see that you're fun, laughing. They're going to see that you're not staring at them like the creepy guy in the fucking corner. And in some cases, they're going to approach you. Or they'll relocate close to you that men you might invite them to join in the party. It happens. You think I'm full of shit? Happens all the fucking time. Okay? Just got to be said. But this guy here whining like a little bitch about this. All right. Rambled on long enough there. Had to have my little Saturday morning rant out. All right. Number 19 in terms of the complaints from women. How chivalry is dead when they're only attracted to assholes. Chivalry is dead, comments from women, when all they look for are guys who treat them the worst. That's a complaint you get all the time. There are no gentlemen left in the world. Chivalry is dead. Well, where do you think, what do you think killed chivalry? What do you think killed the traditional gentleman? The you-know-what movement. How many times have you guys had women complain, give you an attitude if you split the bill? If you pay for the dinner. Okay? Or hold open doors, or give up bus seats, or train seats. I've done articles about women complaining about this. If they're equals, therefore a guy shouldn't do that. And all sorts of other things. And a guy behaves like a gentleman, does the old gentleman type of things, and the woman in this day and age is perceived as weakness, is perceived as trying too hard, kissing their ass. It's unbelievable. You open a door for a woman and it's perceived as weakness, trying too hard, trying to impress her. It's crazy, but that's just how it is. So guys have woken up. They want to be bitched at by the you-know-what-ists, the effinists, for opening the door for them or giving up the seat in the bus. So they're not doing that anymore. And also guys don't want to be perceived as weak when they're trying to do just ordinary, polite gestures. So they don't do that anymore. Hence the death of chivalry and gentlemen. Don't blame us. The number 20 complaint, the toilet seat. Put the fucking toilet seat down. It weighs almost nothing. There's always complaints about the toilet seat. Yes, we leave toilet seats up. Who cares? Just put it down. No big deal. Not very hard. That's one I've gotten a lot. All right, last one. And this one's a little longer. Sexism towards women, but never towards men. And this one's a little long, but I'm going to get into it. Women complain about equality all the time. Yes, women should be able to vote and work, obviously. And yes, they still have lots of issues and inequalities. But if you live in a first world country, and he says in parentheses, obviously being a woman in the Middle East is awful, then you are the most valued member of our society. You're the ones with privilege. Yes, that's very true in this day and age. It all goes back to basic human society. Women are supposed to be mothers, gatherers, and caregivers. Men are raised to be hunters and warriors, literally born to kill. A male can have hundreds of children, whereas each woman can only have a couple. A tribe can exist with one male and dozens of females. Because of this, the lives of males are less valuable. Throughout history, men have always been less important, and that still exists. When there are a few seats left on the lifeboat, males are trained to give up their lives. That's because they are raised from birth with the concept that they exist to care for, protect, and die for females. Thousands of men die in war and at work, but it's considered awful, but then again, it's their job. In World War II, millions of young men, some of which were barely even adults, were shipped off to kill each other in battlefields. Even now, every man over the age of 18 needs to sign up for a draft, and he says in parentheses, in my country. That means that at any time you can be forced to kill and die for your country, but your female counterparts don't have to do the same. I believe that there is more sexism towards women, but the levels are much lower. Women are objectified and not given the same opportunities. I don't agree with a lot of the things this guy's saying, but I'm just reading, going through this here. But the less common sexism towards males is far more severe. What would you rather be? Objectified by society or sacrificed by it? Need proof? Just the other day, I read a news headline that said that 1/3 of homeless people are women. Think about that. Nobody even notices. That's how deeply ingrained this belief is. 95% of the workplace deaths are men, but they still complain about a wage gap. If you want equality, then you can't pick and choose which parts you like. When a man dies in combat, it is treated as a sacrifice, as a part of the plan. But if a woman dies, it's a crime. It's a tragedy. It's horrific. Why can't both be? So, there you go, guys. 21 different typical complaints you're going to get from women. Like I joked in the beginning, that's a drop in the bucket. We could probably sit down and do some math here. We could probably come up with 175, but I thought that was pretty funny to do. I didn't agree with all the things these guys said, but a lot of them I did. And I had to, of course, go on that rant about that guy bitching and complaining about the whole going out to the bar dating scenario, but it needed to be said. But that was pretty interesting and entertaining to do on a Saturday morning. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you agreed with on some of those things and what you strongly disagreed on this. Love to hear your opinions. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.